Lydia stood at the observation deck of the Galactic Research Station, watching the swirling nebula outside the viewport with mild interest. She'd been stationed here for 3 months now, serving as Earth's representative to the Interspecies Biological Survey, a job that mostly involved answering questions about humanity that other species found baffling. The door hissed open behind her. She turned to find Zerthol, the station's chief xenozoologist, hovering into the room on its anti-gravity platform. The Quilarian's 3 eye stalks were rotating independently, a sign Lydia had learned meant agitation. "Human Lydia," Zerthol's translator chirped. "I require immediate clarification." "Sure thing, Zer," Lydia said, offering a relaxed smile. "What's up?" The alien's bioluminescent patches flashed orange. "I have been reviewing Earth's ecological data as part of our comprehensive survey. The readings must be corrupted. Your planet's apex predator count is impossibly high." Lydia shrugged. "Is it? How many does it say?" 47 major species." Zerthol's eye stalks quivered. "Most death worlds have 3, perhaps 5 at maximum. My own homeworld, classified as moderately dangerous, has exactly 2. "Oh, that." Lydia walked over to the data terminal. "Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe even conservative, depending on how you're counting." "Conservative?" The translator somehow managed to convey disbelief. "Human Lydia, this is not logical. Apex predators require vast territories. They cannot coexist in such numbers." "They manage," Lydia said. "Big planet, lots of different environments. You've got your big cats, lions, tigers, leopards, jaguars. Then there's bears, wolves, crocodiles, sharks, orcas, eagles, pythons." "Stop!" Zerthol's patches flashed red. "You are listing these as though they are mundane." Before Lydia could respond, another voice cut in. "Is Xer having an existential crisis about Earth again?" Caden walked in, carrying 2 cups of coffee. He handed one to Lydia and grinned at the agitated Quilarian. The young human exobiologist had transferred to the station a month ago, and he seemed to enjoy these cultural exchange moments a little too much. "Just explaining apex predators," Lydia said, accepting the coffee gratefully. "Ah, the classics." Caden pulled up a holographic display. "Zer, buddy, you want to see something really interesting? Let me show you the food chain dynamics." The hologram flickered to life, displaying Earth's various ecosystems. Caden zoomed in on the African savanna. "See, here you've got lions, leopards, cheetahs, hyenas, wild dogs, crocodiles, all apex predators in the same region." Zerthol's eye stalks retracted slightly, a defensive posture. "This should not function. The competition for prey would be unsustainable." "You'd think so," Lydia said, sipping her coffee. "But they've all got different niches, different hunting strategies, different prey preferences, different territories." "And they all evolved to kill," Caden added cheerfully. "Really, really efficiently." The Quilarian's platform bobbed uncertainly. "And humans? Humans evolved alongside all of these?" "Yep," Lydia confirmed. "We're persistence hunters ourselves. We'd just chase prey until it collapsed from exhaustion." "Terrifying," Zerthol muttered. "But at least you are intelligent now, civilized." Caden and Lydia exchanged glances. Caden's grin widened. "Want to tell him, or should I?" "Tell me what?" The orange patches were back. Lydia set down her coffee. "Xar, those 47 apex predators? That's just the wild ones. The ones that exist without human intervention." "I do not understand." "Humans domesticated some of the apex predators," Caden explained. "We literally brought wolves into our homes and bred them into hundreds of varieties. We call them dogs now. There are about 900 million of them living with humans." Zerthol's entire body went rigid. "You domesticated apex predators?" "Well, they're ancestors," Lydia said. "Though some people keep the descendants of big cats, bears, even crocodiles as pets. It's not always legal or smart, but people do it." And before you ask, Caden continued, we also domesticated several prey species: cows, pigs, chickens, sheep. We literally engineered our own food supply from the ground up. The Quillarian was silent for a long moment. When it finally spoke, the translator's voice was quiet. Your species domesticated both predator and prey. You altered the natural order itself. Pretty much, Lydia agreed. We're adaptable like that. Zerthol's eye stalks swiveled to look at both humans. I have been conducting xenobiological research for 47 standard cycles. I have studied species from over 200 worlds, and I must confess, humans frighten me more than any creature I have encountered. We're not that scary, Caden protested. You evolved on a world with 47 apex predators, survived, thrived, and then domesticated some of them for companionship, Zerthol said flatly. You turned prey animals into food factories. You reshaped your entire planet's ecosystem to suit your needs. And you speak of this as though it is unremarkable. Lydia considered this. When you put it that way, I guess it does sound pretty intense. Intense, Zerthol repeated. Human Lydia, on my world, our single apex predator nearly drove my ancestors to extinction 3 times before we developed agricultural technology. It still requires military intervention to control its population. We have warning systems, protective barriers, emergency protocols. What do you do about yours? The alien asked. Caden shrugged. Depends. Conservation efforts for endangered ones, population management for others. Some we leave alone. We've got parks and preserves. You preserve them? Zerthol's patches flashed through several colors. You intentionally maintain populations of creatures that could kill you? They're part of the ecosystem, Lydia explained. Plus, they're pretty cool. I went shark diving once. Incredible experience. You voluntarily entered the domain of an apex predator? For recreation? Well, yeah, with safety protocols, obviously. Zerthol was quiet for another moment. Then, slowly, all 3 eye stalks focused on Lydia. Human Lydia, I must revise my assessment. Humans are not merely frightening. You are perhaps the most successful predator species in galactic history. We prefer to think of ourselves as cooperative, Lydia said diplomatically. Cooperative predators, Zerthol corrected. Which is somehow worse. The Quillarian's platform rotated toward the door. I need to file an updated report and possibly request hazard pay. As the alien departed, Caden chuckled. Think we broke him? Probably, Lydia said, finishing her coffee. Wait until he learns about Australia. Oh God, don't mention Australia. But it was too late. Zerthol's eye stalks appeared back around the doorframe. Australia? Lydia smiled innocently. It's a continent where pretty much everything is venomous, poisonous, or wants to kill you, even some of the plants. About 25 million humans live there. They call it the Lucky Country. The Quillarian didn't respond. It simply retreated, its bioluminescent patches cycling through what Lydia could only interpret as existential dread. Caden raised his coffee cup. To humanity, we're not the strongest, fastest, or toughest, but we're definitely the craziest. Lydia clinked her cup against his. I'll drink to that. Outside the viewport, the stars continued their eternal dance, indifferent to the fact that among them, one unremarkable yellow star harbored a world of 47 apex predators, and the one species that had conquered them all.